With that, we'll move on to the next coach as we approach the top of the hour. And that's the head coach of the Monmouth Hawks, Kevin Callahan. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing today?
We're doing fine. Congrats to you moving to 2-0 with the 21-16 win over Wagner. Heading out on the road for the first time this year at Duquesne. If you can open up, talk about the win over the Seahawks, and then give us your thoughts on Saturday's opponent, and we'll take questions.
Okay, sure. Well, first of all, it's very good to be 2-0. I'm very, happy for our team. They're working very hard, and they're doing all the little things you need to do to be successful. And although we're only 2 games into the season, I like the direction we're heading. I like the attitude, and I like the way things are going. And there's nothing better than be 2-0. Our game against Wagner is a rivalry-type game. It's a team that we've played for the last 22 years consecutively. It's always a game, or seems to always be a game, that goes right down to the very end, to the fourth quarter. And that's one of the things that I spoke to our team about on Friday and Saturday, about how they had to be prepared to play a complete game, and that the game could turn on any single play. Wagner's an excellent program. They're a team that advanced to the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs 2 seasons ago, and ended up losing a very close game to Eastern Washington. So we know what we're getting when we play them. They're a very physical team. They're a well-coached team, and I think both teams take the field in this game and are willing to put anything on the line to win. I'm very happy the way our team responded to adversity during the course of the game. We had to make a play in the closing minute, an interception in the end zone to preserve the victory, and it was at a critical time, and it was one of the things that I had spoken to our team about. And fortunately, Mike Basile, a freshman safety, intercepted the ball in the corner of the end zone with about a little over a minute left to preserve the win. And for that, Mike was recognized by the Big South Conference as the freshman of the week. And he's a very mature player for a freshman. I've been very impressed by what he has done, not only in preseason but through our first 2 games of the season. So, very happy for him, and very honored and proud to have him recognized by the Big South. I think during the course of the game, I thought we did a very good job defensively, albeit for maybe one drive in the game where we seemed to be playing on our heels a little bit. And offensively, although I think we left some points out there, we made the plays when we had to, and were able to get the ball into the end zone when we needed to. So all in all, it was a very good win for us. It allows us to move to 2-0. And now, as you said, we go into a 3-game road stretch, a very tough 3-game stretch. And it's the first time that we'll be playing on the road this year. And with a young team, it'll be interesting to see how we handle it, how we respond to not playing at home. But we're heading out to Pittsburgh to play Duquesne University. Duquesne is 1-2. They won this last week over Dayton. The previous 2 weeks, they had a very, very close loss to Buffalo, an FBS opponent, a game that they were actually winning deep into the third quarter. And then they had about a close loss, a 2-score loss, 10-point loss to Youngstown State, who's a very good, highly ranked FCS team. So they're an excellent football team. They're a team that we've kind of gone back and forth with over the last couple of years, and it's always a very tough, very physical, very hard-fought game.
All right, thanks, Coach. At this time, we'll move to questions for Monmouth head coach Kevin Callahan. To ask a question, please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser. Click raise hand if you've joined us via the web. Questions for Monmouth head coach Kevin Callahan. And Coach, first question for you is from Chris Lang of the Lynchburg News in Advance.
Okay.
Kevin, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, Chris.
Just a kind of an off-the-beaten-path question, I guess, not about your team, but having seen Bryant for up close for a few years in the Northeast Conference, what kind of program are they, and what kind of is kind of a hallmark of that program?
Well, they're a team that's they're very well coached. They're very disciplined. They play very good defense, and I haven't seen them play this year, but just looking at their scores with holding Stony Brook to 7 points and holding University of Maine to 10 points, I got to believe that they're playing pretty good defense again this year. They're a team that's not very fancy. They're usually very fundamental in what they do on both sides of the ball. but they usually execute very well. Their kids are going to play very hard. It's a program that's well coached and well disciplined.
All right, that's all I had. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And Coach, the next question for you is from Joshua Newman, the Asbury Park Press.
Good morning, Josh.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good, thanks.
When you guys played Duquesne last year, they came in, they threw a few touchdown passes. I think Dylan Beekle had 200 some odd passing yards. How do you slow him down this time around, especially given the fact that your secondary is still kind of young and still learning here?
Well, I mean, we're going to have to give the secondary some help, Josh. And we can't put it all on their shoulders. As you said, 3 of the 4 are either first or second-year players back there. And, we've got to make sure that we give them help. And it would be certainly beneficial if we can generate some rush and, move the quarterback off his spot a little bit and destroy the timing of the passes that he wants to throw. I think what goes along with that, too, is if we can – do a good job against the run and kind of make them somewhat one-dimensional, it'll give us a little bit more ammunition to work with in terms of defending the pass. But they have a very talented receiver, as you know. Jones is averaging 19 yards per catch. He's already got 20-some catches on the year through 3 games, and he's a big play guy. He exploded against the University of Buffalo with 9 catches for 199 yards. So he's a big play threat. He's got outstanding speed, and the guys in the back end are going to need some help.
If I could just follow that up, and I think we talked about this on Sunday. The way that your D-line played against Wagner, can that only be encouraging, given that you're playing this type of quarterback on Saturday?
Without a doubt. As we said early in preseason, we thought that the defensive line unit was one of our better position groups in terms of its depth and in terms of its talent level. The guys are playing hard. They certainly haven't disappointed us in the first 2 weeks, and we need them to continue to grow, keep ratcheting things up, and keep striving to improve, because not only this week, but as we move further down the schedule, we're going to need that group playing extremely well.
And if I could just sneak one more in there, the guys that came out of Saturday a little banged up, guys like Reese and Hunter and Neal, do you have any sort of update on those guys?
Hunter McHugh is going to have surgery. He's having surgery right now as we speak to repair a fractured thumb. We're not going to have him this week, but it's our hope that once that's healed and casted, that he'll be able to play down the line a little bit. The other 2 guys that you mentioned really look pretty good today. They didn't participate 100% in practice, but they look pretty good, and I got to feel confident that they'll be ready to go this weekend.
Who's going to slot in there for Hunter on Saturday?
Well, we're in the process of figuring that out. We may have to move stuff. Stephen Andes is the backup. He's the guy that's going to go in there and play. But we've got to get the next guy ready as well. So, there may be some different moves going on as well that we're kind of taking a look at here.
Thank you, Cal.
Yep.
Thank you, Josh. And Coach, I'm not seeing any more questions for you, so we'll go ahead and let you go.
Okay, I appreciate it, and thank you very much. And just want to take a second to wish everybody good luck this weekend.
All right. Thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you next week.
Yes, you will. Thank you very much.
All right. Good luck on Saturday, and Mom at that Duquesne 1 o'clock, the first game of the day for the Big South this coming weekend.